Happy Saturday. Hope everybody's had a great week. I'm going to be looking at Matthew 11:28 through 30 again. Just a thought I want you to think about as I'm talking today. Who do you want to be next week, next month, next year? I'm going to look at a little bit different aspect of what Jesus has to say in this passage. He says, "Come to me, all you who are struggling hard and carrying heavy loads, and I will give you rest. Put on my yoke and learn from me. I'm gentle and humble, and you will find rest for yourselves. My yoke is easy to bear, and my burden is light." I want to pause here and point out two things. We will still be walking with a yoke and a burden, but it doesn't have to be a struggle, like I talked about last week. And the second thing is we will find rest for ourselves. So let me ask you some questions. If you look back at your life 6 months, a year from now, 5 years from now, do you want to be rushing and having things planned for every minute of the day? Or would you rather be intentional and reserved about how you've used the precious resource of your time, allowing for interruptions and spontaneity in your life? Do you want to be constantly worried about money? Or do you want to live and give with generosity? How do you want to use your talents and gifts? Perhaps you want to work a job and be able to leave everything behind when you leave the office for the day. Or maybe you want to run your own business and have time and location flexibility, plus no ceiling on your ability to create wealth. Or maybe your dream is to be with your children and be really involved in the process as they grow in stature and in character. Here's the thing. These questions together might seem overwhelming, but they're worth slowing down to consider. One thing that this time out of my previous rhythm has taught me is to really look at my life. I see more clearly what I love about what filled my days before, and also the things that I don't miss. Whether I'm isolated in my home or not, every day is an opportunity to take one step, just one, towards a life that future me is going to be thankful for. For me, that means learning how to rest and relax at times, but also how to be deliberate and taking action in ways that move the needle at other times so that I can rest. I am learning now about the way I want future things to be, and also looking back at things that I've done to get me to this point, and I'm so thankful for the steps I've taken over the last several years. I can honestly look back and see how choices that I made led me to where I am today. I was intentional about digging in and studying my Bible, plus learning different ways to memorize and meditate on Scripture. I stepped into several different opportunities to teach the Bible. Learning the Bible in order to teach it gives a far different framework to what you learn and even how you pull it apart. I began clearing space in my life for a business. I had a different thought of what it looked like when I first started, but still I took steps that are beneficial to me today. And I spoke in front of different groups of people in many different settings, and this began building up a level of comfort with public speaking that's a good foundation for where God is leading me. It still makes me nervous to get on these live videos, no joke, but it's a lot less than I would have been 5 years ago. So what is one thing that you've done today that future you will be thankful for? What is one thing you can do tomorrow that you in the future will look back and smile about? Please hear my heart here. I am not saying you need to come out of this quarantine life knowing a new language, mastering a new instrument, or starting a new business. But I'm not saying you don't either. What I'm saying is that each day, even now, is a gift from God. For many of us, our routines have changed and things have slowed way down from the normal social activities. We might have more white space to start thinking about things that are important to us. So take the day to binge on Netflix if you need to. But maybe tomorrow, take the day to play with your kids and be present, just soaking up the memories. And maybe next week, take one small step towards something that you will look back at in a bit and be thankful for. If you don't know what that small step might be, reach out to me and I would be glad to help you find some clarity. Only you can know what future you will be happy about. There's no right answer. It might be working towards something. It might be deciding not to resume an activity that doesn't bless your soul. It might be taking more time to rest and relax. Or maybe it's all of the above. Most of life doesn't exist in the either or. Most of it seems to be found in the tension of the both and. But I want to encourage you today to start being intentional about the choices you make. Today, do something that will make you look back and smile. Choose the yoke that Jesus holds out to you. It's still a yoke. There's still a burden to bear, but Jesus will help you. He loves you and knows exactly what you need. So the yoke is easy to bear. The burden is light, and you will find rest. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.